They say there's no such thing as bad publicity. Anything that could get people talking to you and about you is a great way to expose yourself, which is pretty common among artists. In fact, some even deliberately create animosity towards one another just to get people talking. But other times, people just have a bone to pick with their fellow celebrities. If you've been a fan of the rap industry, then we're pretty sure you know a thing or two about some of the most talked about feuds in recent years. If not, we're about to educate you all on what these rumors are. What's up, guys? Hopefully you're all getting vaccinated. Welcome back to our channel. For today, we'll be tackling some celebrity news and discussing the list of rappers with the biggest beef amongst each other. If you're curious to know who these rappers are and what issues they're involved in, tune in to know more. But before we proceed with today's video, kindly do us a good one and click that like button and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on so you won't miss any of our new releases. So without further ado, here's a list of rappers with the biggest beef, revealed in no particular order. Azalea Banks versus everybody else. Starting today's list, we have none other than the American singer, rapper, and actress Azalea Banks versus everybody else in the world. This songwriter was even called by complex media as someone who gets more attention for her public feuds than she does for her music. We can't blame them since the artist has pretty much fought everybody and everybody. She has allegedly fought with a fellow passenger on a plane and its flight attendant, a guard at an LA club room, Sarah Palin, Sky Jackson, famed Australian singer Sia, who she addressed as the ugliest face I've ever seen, end quote, and even with the drag queen Monet Exchange, to name a few. It's not uncommon for her social medias to be suspended or for her to get escorted outside the premises for her behavior. She was even dropped by her UK booking agency and lost an upcoming gig at a hip-hop festival. Drake versus Tyga. Next on the list, we have Drake versus Tyga, whose beef escalated back in 2014. Drake, the Canadian rapper and singer, clashed with American rapper Tyga, where the latter accused Drake of being fake. No one really saw that coming since a lot of people thought that the two were on good terms, but apparently Tyga had been dropping hints this whole time. In an interview with Vibe.com, Tyga flat out admitted that he, quote, don't like Drake as a person, end quote. He's just fake to me. I think his music is good, but we're all different people. We were forced together and it was kind of like we were forcing relationships together, he said. And this beef even dragged several names into it, such as Blac Chyna and Kylie Jenner, with Drake dropping subtle aggravating remarks and actions that just fueled Tyga's hate for him more. Machine Gun Kelly versus Eminem. The rap industry is dominated by African American artists, but Eminem made a name for himself and stood out among the rest even to this day. Alongside him, we also have Machine Gun Kelly, who's made a name for himself, and it was only a matter of time before the two clashed. The feud goes way back to 2012, where MGK tweeted a comment about Eminem's daughter Haley and called her hot, but also added, quote, in the most respectful way possible cause M is king, end quote. The real Slim Shady clapped back a few years later with a diss track entitled Not Alike. MGK, never one to back out with the diss track, followed it up with Rap Devil, to which Eminem countered with Kill Shot. The two went back and forth for a couple more times, but Eminem revealed in a 2018 interview with Sway that it wasn't the comment about his daughter that made him diss MGK. The reason I dissed him, actually, a lot more petty than that. The reason that I dissed him is because he got on first, he said. I'm the greatest rapper alive since my favorite rapper banned me from Shade 45 or whatever, he said, right? Like, I'm trying to hinder his career. I don't give a about your career. You think I actually think about you? You know how many rappers are better than you? You're not even in the conversation, Eminem revealed. Kanye West versus 50 Cent. As one of the most controversial artists of all time, it would be impossible for Kanye West not to butt heads with an artist or two. But his rivalry with 50 Cent regarding album sales became one of the biggest beefs in the whole rap industry's history. It started as a friendly rivalry with 50 Cent scheduling his album Curtis on September 11th, 2007. And a while later, West decided to release his album Graduation on the same day. 50 Cent was convinced Curtis would sell better than Graduation. Mine will sell and his will still be on the shelf, 50 Cent told Rolling Stone. He should be terrified. What did I do? Do I send flowers? Do I send my condolences? The two didn't have bad blood against each other, but Cent put his career on the line where he vowed to leave the music industry over sales numbers. Regardless of what 50 Cent said, Billboard tracks album sales over weeks rather than days. So fans judged if Curtis was more popular than Graduation by looking at the album's first week of sales. Curtis amassed an impressive 691,000 units, while Graduation sold a whopping 975,000 units in the first week, according to Billboard reports. That being said, 50 Cent broke his promise and continues to create music to this day. And looking back, it was a win-win for the two artists since no pair of albums had each sold over 600,000 copies in a single week since Guns N' Roses' album Use Your Illusion and Use Your Illusion 2 in 1991. Nicki Minaj vs. Cardi B. One of the most recent and talked about altercations among rappers that turned physical came from Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. The two weren't exactly close to begin with, but their beef with each other blew out of proportion when it reached its peak during a fashion event. The two collaborated with Migos on the track Motorsport, with their fans interpreting their raps as a feud. Clearly, the two dismissed this and pointed out how women in music are often pitted against each other for no reason. They even supported each other in some instances, but Cardi was the first to pop off when she posted a set of videos on her Instagram regarding some of the things about Nicki Minaj. And the latter even liked tweets that talked badly about Cardi, and a lot of events that followed suit just proved that something was brewing behind the scenes. But fast forward to New York Fashion Week, things took a turn for the worst where the pair had an altercation. Cardi B reportedly approached Nicki to confront her about lies Nicki was spreading, before allegedly being elbowed in the head by a security guard. She later threw a shoe at Minaj, apparently before being escorted out of the room, as reported by TMZ. In her Queen Radio interview, Nicki talked about the incident and claimed that it was her friend who beat Cardi. This went on for a while longer until the two got tired altogether and the issue died down. Tupac vs. Biggie. Last but not least, we have one of the most famous and tragic beefs in rap history, which is between none other than Tupac and Biggie. Like many others, the two became close friends, considering how both of them were some of the most successful rappers the world had ever seen at that point. Both were compelled to tell the story of what's happening and expose the truth of the trials and tribulations of life on the streets, social injustice, and the racial divide. The only dividing factor between these two men is that they live on different coasts. Before Biggie entered the music industry, Tupac was already a platinum-selling artist, so Biggie asked a drug dealer to introduce him to Tupac at a Los Angeles party. According to the book Original Gangsters, the untold story of Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Tupac Shakur, and the birth of West Coast rap by Ben Westhoff. What exploded into arguably the biggest rivalry in music history ended up in the death of both artists, just as their careers were catapulting to unimaginable heights. Tupac was gunned down on September 7th of 1996 and died 6 days later, while Biggie, also known as the Notorious B.I.G., was shot and killed 6 months later on March 9th of 1997. And with that, we're concluding today's episode about the list of rappers with the biggest beef amongst each other. Hopefully you learned a lot and enjoyed today's video as much as we did making it. Do check out our channel if you like this video, since we've got more content to cater to your needs, from tutorials to celebrity news to curious trivia. Thanks for watching today's video, and before you go, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on so you won't miss any of our newest uploads. We'll see you again in the next episode.